find the derivative of each trigonometric function. This is part 2, and these are the 3 problems we're going to do. These are some basic facts that we already went over in previous videos. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Keep in mind that all this looks kind of scary, but this right here is just a constant. Let's see, I think I wrote this one down wrong. So let me see, make sure I wrote this down. There's not an X here, so let me take the X off here. Alright, so that's what we're going to do. And also, for this last one, I'm going to go ahead and take the derivative of that. When we're using the change of base for this, it's base 9. So that's ln of x over ln of 9, and the derivative, if that's f, then our derivative is just going to be 1 over ln of 9x. So that's the derivative of that piece when we get to it. That's based off that facts. Alright, so here we go. We're going to take the derivative of our first function. Derivative of sine is just cosine, so that's 2 cosine of x. Derivative of this is just a constant, so the derivative of x is just 1, so you're just going to write down your constant based on your simple rules. And then the derivative of e to the x is just e to the x. Okay, on this one, I'm going to have to do some rewriting here. And that's the hard part, those square roots. I'm not going to take the derivative yet. I'm just going to rewrite this real quick. So this is going to be cosine of x plus, I'm going to write this as 5x to the 1/2. I'm going to bring this x up here, so that's going to be x to the negative 1 over 3, and then minus e to the x. Now this part here, I'm going to use my product property of exponents. This is x to the 1/2 minus 1, which is minus 2 over 2. So this is really x to the negative 1/2. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and change it to save room here. So that's x to the negative 1/2. Alright. So here we go. We're going to take the derivative of this. The derivative of cosine is negative sine of x. And now we're going to take the derivative of that. So that's going to be negative 1 times 5 is 1/2. So it's going to be 5 over 2. And we still have the 3 here. And then this is going to be x, and you subtract 1, it's going to be negative 3/2. It's hard to make 3's on this. So negative 3 over 2, 3/2, and then derivative of e to the x is just e to the x. So the only thing I would change about this is change this 2 times 3 to a 6. And the last one is this one. So we already took the derivative of this piece. So we basically have to go through this, and let's just start doing this. So we have the derivative of f. So the derivative of this piece is just going to be negative sine. So that's negative 2 sine of x. Alright? That's just a constant. So the derivative of that is just 0. Alright, this whole thing is just a constant. So if you just take the derivative of this x, that's 1. So you're just going to write down the constant, which is ln of 11 plus square root of 2 over cosine of 7. And the derivative of this piece is the same thing. This is just the constant, and the derivative of x is just 1. So we're just going to copy that down. And then the derivative of this is just going to be plus 1 over ln of 9x. You can do it that way if you want. And the only thing I would change here is take out the 0 because that looks funny. And just go ahead and put the minus there. Okay, and that's all. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.